guys, Willie here with W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE.
And a big thanks to Pablo and the rest of the management and staff here at Jacobs Mitsubishi in Port Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Port Richey, Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Pablo.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Outlander has been a larger compact crossover SUV sold by Mitsubishi since 2001. The 4th generation Outlander that you see here was released in 2022, and for 2024, Mitsubishi adds a new top Platinum Edition trim for both the hybrid models and the non-hybrid that we have here. There's also rumors of a more performance-oriented Rail-R trim for the PHEV, which will make between 280 and 300 horsepower. There are 9 trims available for the 2024 Outlander, ranging from the $29,000 base ES all the way up to the $50,000 Platinum Edition PHEV. Here we have the SE, and although it looks extremely premium both inside and out, we get a base price of just $31,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, full LED headlamps, and we get LED daytime running lights right up top and a super clean front end. We don't get the black badging like we get on the Black Edition trim, but with this cosmic blue metallic paint color, this chrome trim actually works pretty well. And for $31,000, we get a forward-facing camera with a 360, front parking sensing, and an overall very well-styled front. And I definitely prefer the styling here for the Outlander over its sibling Nissan Rogue, especially for the interior. We also get an LED fog light underneath the headlamps, 20-inch rims wrapped in Nexen Roadian GTX all-season tires. Dimensions are a beefy 255/45 R20. This is a premium wheel and tire setup for a vehicle in this price point. 5-lug pattern, dual piston brake caliper up front, and a really nice black and silver contrasted 20-inch rim. That's what I mean when I say this vehicle is probably one of the most premium vehicles for the money on the road today. We have a little bit of black plastic cladding surrounding the wheel wells and rocker panel side skirt area, protecting you against rock chips if you take this vehicle off-road. Body color mirrors, LED turn signal on it, and an additional camera to help us out with the 360. We get black window trim up top, shiny chrome down below, smart access for the driver and a front passenger. Same rear wheel and tire setup, the only difference is a smaller brake caliper. We'll take a step back, take a quick look at the side profile for this 2024 Outlander SE. Another reason why this vehicle is styled way better in my opinion compared to a Nissan Rogue is the flat roof, making this SUV look a lot bigger. Flat roofs are usually reserved to either off-road oriented SUVs or just larger SUVs in general, like a Ford Explorer, Ford Expedition, Escalade, or even vehicles like a Wrangler or Ford Bronco. Anyway, continuing out rear, we get a shark fin style antenna. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Pretty aggressive looking body color spoiler, LED taillights, turn signal appears to be halogen, but the reverse light looks like an LED. We get full rear parking sensing. Shout out Jacobs Mitsubishi in Port Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. Outlander badging too. Hopefully we mentioned the rear parking sensing. Kind of wish they hid that wiper away in the third brake light area, but really not a big deal. Hopefully you get a good look at the exhaust tip. And speaking of the exhaust tip, let's fire up this 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder sold by Mitsubishi for the 2024 Outlander SE, and it sounds okay, cranking out 181 horsepower, 181 pound-feet of torque. Doesn't sound like a whole lot. Made it to an 8-speed line-driven CVT transmission. You can expect this front-wheel drive SUV to get to 60 in the mid 9-second range, so definitely not the quickest. Mitsubishi put their eggs in a lot of baskets here, making this one of the most premium feeling vehicles for the price point, but when it comes to performance, it is to be expected at the price point this vehicle is in. We can shut this hood right back, take a step back, walk around this 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE one more time. Before we take a step inside, let's take a quick look at this window sticker and see all the features that I may potentially miss on this 2024 Outlander SE 2.5 front-wheel drive 4-door SUV with the cosmic blue metallic exterior and the black interior. The power plant's a 2.5-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder with direct injection and a CVT transmission. The base price of $31,445. You guys can pause and take a look at all of the standard features. It is loaded with them. Options, $600 for the dynamic shield illumination, $205 for the tonneau cover, $140 for the chrome hood emblem, and $175 for the welcome package. $1,445 for the destination and handling charge, totaling us out a tick over $34,000. So we get a ton for the money. Warranty-wise, one of the best warranties in the business, and fuel economy is solid at 27 combined MPGs, 24 in the city, 31 on the highway. Taking a step inside again, we get smart access for the driver and the front passenger, blind spot monitoring on the glass. Up top, we get soft leatherette stitch material, and it is gushy soft, very comfortable area to rest your arm. Gushy soft armrest, 2 4-window auto 1 touch, aluminum door handle, solid sound system too. It's not going to blow you away on the SE, but for a base sound system, it does sound surprisingly good. We get power folding mirrors too, 4-way adjustable, lock and unlock, and a very solid amount of storage down below. You'll stack 2 footlongs on top of each other. You'll fit a big gulp right out front with no problem. The seats are also top-notch premium. They are leatherette and suede Alcantara contrasted, unbelievably comfortable and surprisingly well bolstered for how comfortable they are. Fully adjustable, yet lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seat. So far, really premium for around $30,000 base price point. Taking a step inside, from the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. But overall, we've been mentioning on all the Outlander reviews that we've had on this channel, this steering wheel is one of the best in the business. Reminds me of something you get from like an M40i BMW X3. It's that good. Thick, perforated for the 9 and 3. 9 and 3 feels perfect in your hands, and 10 and 2 has a solid bolstering notch. The horn area is rubberized, the horn itself, decently loud and aggressive. And check this out, for $31,000 we get dual pane windows, also unbelievable value for the money. The controls, we have volume and skip on the left side, and the adjustments for the infotainment. We get a 7-inch digital infotainment cluster for the gauge display with actual gauges here for the SE. We don't get the full 12.3-inch digital gauge display. You get your information with the manual reset. We get our average speed, trip computer, and our average fuel economy. You can also see the tire pressure while driving, compass with the navigation turn by turn while the navigation is hooked up with the weather icon in the lower left corner. You can also see what song's currently playing, advanced safety features screen with a blank screen and traffic sign recognition, and overall settings as well. Digital speedo and an additional blank screen. My personal favorite would be the digital speedo, so we'll leave it there at all times. The tach goes to 6,000 RPM, coolant temperature beneath that, speedometer goes to 140 with the fuel level beneath that. We get paddle shifters too for this 8-speed line-driven CVT, auto headlamps, auto high beams, fog lights, and auto rain sensing wipers. Also top-notch premium for the price point. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel. We have our interior brightness, trunk release, and hopefully get a good look at the pedals. Stitching for the dashboard, all soft touch for the actual dashboard. Guys, this is without question the most premium vehicle per dollar on the road today if you can get past the slightly subpar performance. The navigation screen is 9 inches and a really crisp, high-resolution display. The response is excellent, and as you see, we have a pretty thick film of plastic on it, which I'm going to leave on so the potential owner of this SUV can make it feel, or can feel, like this is as new as possible. We get shortcuts beneath that, brightness, skip, audio, menu, map, and camera. Speaking of camera, let's check that out. We can't really click on it because of the film, but a super high resolution screen for the forward-facing camera with guidance lines and trajectory, and as you see, an over-the-top 360, all with an excellent display. This is a huge improvement compared to the previous generation or previous model years. The Outlander didn't have the best backup camera, but this is an unbelievable improvement compared to the previous model years. You press the camera icon one more time, now you can see a little blind spot view, so you don't have to worry about scuffing up these beautiful 20-inch wheels. And you press it one more time for a forward-facing camera only. Press it one more time, we return right back where we were. I'll leave it in the map. That's my personal favorite screen to look at all times. Let's just press this arrow so it brings us back to where we actually are. Engine start stop button, a little bit of piano black separating it with more of that stitching for the dash. Hazards in the center, dual zone automatic climate control, heated seats, no vented seats, Gotta go for the higher trims to get those, but still all super appreciated features. Wireless charging pad, USB A and C port, and a 12 volt in the corner. Leather stitching for your knee will often hit, and some additional storage as well. Our gear selector controls the 8-speed line-driven CVT. We checked out the forward-facing camera. This is a backup camera, also with guidance lines and trajectory, with an over-the-top 360 in the corner. Throwing it back into park, and we return back to the map. Drive mode selector behind it. We have normal, eco, tarmac, gravel, and snow mode. We'll start the review off in normal, transition into tarmac, and just see what the differences are, and maybe check out eco mode too. Hill descent control, electronic parking brake with brake hold, 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles with no problem. Gushy soft armrest with contrast stitching. The storage space is solid. You'll fit 6 12-ounce cans with no problem. The glove box can't fit this owner's manual or this pamphlet. As far as the space, you'll fit 15 to 20 license plates in there with no problem. Hopefully I put these back without messing everything up too badly. Anyway, the rearview mirror is not frameless or auto dimming. You got to pull this flappy thing to dim it. Sunglass holder. The interior lights don't appear to be LED, but they very well may be. SOS behind it. That's about it. We don't get the panoramic moonroof here, but again, for the price point, we get so much in this SUV. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So out back, up top, we still get that super soft stitch material. No sunshade here for the SE. It's available in the higher trims. Gushy soft armrest, faux carbon trim, auto one touch window, aluminum door handle. We'll see if we get dual panes. I doubt it, but no dual panes, but it is a surprisingly thick single pane of glass. And again, auto one touch for the way back up. The rear seats are still that leatherette and suede Alcantara contrasted material. They're not as bolstered as up front, but as you see, it's still a decent amount of bolstering for a back seat. Legroom, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have at least 3-4 inches of knee room, headroom. I got about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So if you're under 6'5", 6'6", you'll fit behind your seat settings in the all-new 2024 Outlander with no problem, and that is impressive. In the compact SUV segment, this space is not something that you would expect. These rear seats also recline. I can pull them back a little bit further, and now I have like 4 or 5 inches of headroom and just feel a lot more comfortable overall. I do sacrifice about 2 inches of knee room because I scooted my butt forward a little bit, but this is still definitely a more comfortable position for me. We get mat pockets behind both the front seats with additional pockets up front, nice for a phone, wallet, or just accessories. Rear air vents, little storage pocket underneath. The interior lights back here also appear to be LED, but again, very well may not be. To access the center cubby, you got to pull this latch, and while you pull this latch, you got to pull the seat itself. So it's a two-handed process, but it's a pretty soft, high-quality material with enough space to fit 12 to 16-ounce bottles. I kind of wish they extended the padding a little bit further to fit like a full-size arm, but it's still a pretty comfortable area to rest your arm. You get hooks on both of the grab handles in the back seat. That's about it for the back seat. Let's hop out in the cargo space real quick, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE out for a drive. So cargo space too, really impressive. We'll remove the tonneau cover real quick and lift up the third rows and show you guys how much space exactly is back there. I'm not gonna access it from the driver's side because if you guys have seen my previous videos, you know it does take a little bit of adjusting to be able to fit a full-size adult in the back seat. So let's hop out over here to this passenger seat area, move some of my crap out of the way, slide this seat up about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. This glove box is getting in the way, but let's pretend that that is closed. So plenty of room for the front seat passenger. Let's scoot this back seat up a little bit too, because the back seat passenger wouldn't need this much overall knee room right here. So comfortable amount of overall knee room for the back seat passenger too. Hopefully you pick it up on camera. And now let's access the third row. Slide it up a little bit. Not the easiest third row to access again, but for kids or just people that you don't really like, it is still nice to be able to have the option of having a third row in a vehicle like this. So this is about as far back as I'm gonna be able to pull the seat back before my knees will start to touch. And as you see, there's still a little bit of room for the back seat passenger to have their space. Behind these settings, when they're all the way back, this is about as much legroom as you're gonna get. So outside of kids, you're not fitting anyone back here. Headroom, my head It's in the ceiling, but again, it's a compact SUV with an available third row. Where else are you gonna get that? If that's what you're looking for, guys, this 2024 Outlander is probably your only choice. And yeah, hopping out of here, you definitely start to remember that although it looks like a mid-size SUV, it's still definitely a compact. Behind the third row, this is how much space we have. Not a whole lot, but you can fit quite a few grocery bags, suitcase luggage, and a little bit of secret storage underneath with headrests for the third row. To drop the third row, you simply pull these latches up top and the seats fall right down. Cool. And you can drop the second row by pulling these latches over there in the corner. Overall though, very solid amount of space. I'll leave a link over here, show you exactly how much cargo space is behind the second row, behind the third row, and with all the seats folded down. We can drop this trunk. There's two different buttons. This button drops the trunk, this button drops the trunk and locks the vehicle. We don't need it locked, so we'll just press the first button on the left. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of the all-new 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE. And with this cosmic blue metallic paint color and these 20-inch black and silver contrasted rims, it is a great looker, loaded with features and a super comfortable interior. Performance-wise, let's take this 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2024, well, not all-new, but new 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impression, though, the steering feels really good. Not only does the wheel feel excellent, the response and the feedback for a compact SUV is also great. I think it has something to do with these beefier 255 wide tires, just giving you a little bit more overall grip through the wheel. Brakes feel wonderful. We'll see how this accelerator pedal feels. About third throttle, picks up speed okay, handles the bump pretty well too, and through the turn, very solid amount of feedback. Throwing it in, body roll is limited. Nice, and it is so quiet in here. You don't really hear anything when you run over the bumps. At higher speeds, you start to feel a little bit less through the wheel, at least in the normal mode. Let's try it out in tarmac, see what changes up. The revs immediately raise, the steering about the same, maybe a tad bit heavier on the gas. Good response though. Ooh! Yeah, we catch up to speed or catch up to traffic pretty quickly. The brakes feel great, steering feels good. We can try one out off the line over here, off the line, on the gas. Ooh, good torque. And throwing it in. Woo! Feels good. And right back in. Nice. We can try out a turning radius, see if we can make it right over here. This would be really tight. Yeah, we're not exactly made it, but good enough. Taking a step back out, about half throttle. Good response. It definitely gets more aggressive in the tarmac mode. The steering feels a little bit sharper, a little bit more direct. This is a playful vehicle. You really forget that there are 3 rows back there. Brakes, turn in sharp, body rolls limited, and coming out. Woo! Not bad. We've caught back up again. Hopefully you can pick it up in terms of performance. It is a very athletic vehicle. I think it feels even more athletic than a Nissan Rogue. Unfortunately, with the Nissan Rogue, it has a little bit more power, but it makes more power with a turbocharged 3-cylinder. Who wants to make a bet on which one of these power plants will be more reliable long term? This naturally aspirated 2.5 or Nissan's 1.5 or 1.3 liter or Nissan's 1.5 liter turbo 3-cylinder, which makes a boatload of power, which again, I don't mind a boatload of power, but in terms of long-term reliability, especially with this 100,000 mile warranty, I think I have to side with the power plant here, even if it's about a second and a half slower to 60. But after driving this car for about 15-20 minutes, these seats are really, really comfortable. They're supportive, they're well bolstered, and the suede Alcantara in the center is so soft that it just makes the seat feel like something you would get from a vehicle that costs double the price of what this vehicle costs. The overall interior itself, if you threw a, let's say, turbocharged 6-cylinder in this vehicle, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing can get away with a $55,000 price tag. It feels that level of premium. And speaking of $55,000 price tag, the PHEV Platinum is now going to have about a $50,000 price tag. And if we get the rail art trim or the rail art version of the PHEV with a little bit more power, I think that the price tag will actually creep about $55,000. But I'm not saying that it's not worth the $55,000, because the level of refinement and premium feel is 100% there. Big bumps. It feels super luxurious over the bumps. They did a great job with the suspension, and these beefy 45 series sidewall 255 tires help this SUV get away with a lot of the road's imperfections. If that's what you're looking for, guys, for the $30,000 to $35,000 price point, I really can't imagine getting something better than this. Of course, if you're a performance-oriented driver and you need something quick, you'd probably be better off looking at the competition like the Nissan Rogue, significantly quicker than this, while sharing a platform that's just, in my opinion, not nearly as premium of a feel and not nearly as modern and well-designed of a look. We'll take a step out onto this multi-lane highway, really open up this 2024 Outlander SE, and then begin to wrap things up. But taking a step out here, let's see what we got on the gas. Not a whole lot, but it does get there eventually. Yeah, it definitely picks up speed well enough. We got an officer up there, so don't need to be too crazy. And now at highway speeds, the road noise is super quiet with these Nexen Roadian tires, and the wind noise is literally non-existent. These dual pane windows are also an unbelievable feature for the price point. I was not expecting dual pane windows on an SE. I was not expecting soft touch stitch materials all over the interior. I was definitely not expecting 20-inch rims wrapped in beefy 255 wide tires, all with a base price at $31,000. Like, are you kidding me? We'll try out a real world turning radius, head back to Jacobs Mitsubishi, and wrap things up. All right, guys, real world turning radius, it is nice and sharp. That guy was taking forever, but I guess it's pretty backed up, so I can see why. So sharp turning radius, good throttle response too. We're still in the tarmac mode. It's their more aggressive, pretty much sport mode. Let's throw it into eco mode. We'll wrap up this review in eco. All right, guys, taking a step out here in eco mode, yeah, the gas gets a lot less sensitive. Steering gets lighter. You need to use a lot more throttle pedal in eco mode to get this vehicle to the same revs and to the same speed. Still, it feels super refined at higher speeds, very quiet, nice commanding view of the road, great visibility from the mirrors, and just an overall extremely premium feel for a $31,000 base price point. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 100% recommend checking out the 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander. And this SE, how much more loaded do you need? Outside of ventilated seats, I literally don't see anything here that I could possibly want outside of an upgraded engine. And if you want the upgraded engine, go for the PHEV. This does 0 to 60 in about 9.5 seconds. The PHEV will do 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. That's a 3-second knockdown, and you're only going to spend an additional $7,000 or $8,000 minus whatever tax credits you'll get for the EV. Again, if that's what you're looking for, there's two separate options. If you need more power, go with the PHEV. If you're okay doing 60 in about 9 seconds, this is, without question, the perfect vehicle for somebody that's looking for something more premium under the $35,000 price point. And a big thanks to Pablo at Jacobs Mitsubishi in Port Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Port Richey area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Pablo. And huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you Have a great day.